It is time we read the handwritings on the walls of time. Strong winds last not all day. We are aware that a baby grows eventually into a man. We here at the Rastafari Mystery School, for over 40 years, we have studied the art and science of teleology. And we have come to know that the future in the past lies. What goes around comes around. What the ancient wisdom has spoken to us will one day come to pass. You are now in tune. In the year 2000, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter aligned with the Earth for the first time in 6,000 years. It was broadcast from the inch code, the walls of the Great Pyramid, that on that day, May 5, trillions of tons of ice and water would come sweeping over the planet. As we traveled down to the Havasupai at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, we learned that the poles started shifting in earnest in the month of March, 2 months before May. The Ross Ice Shelf broke off at the South Pole. The poles began to shift. And as we have illustrated, if one went atop Mount Kilimanjaro and jumped off, or the Empire State Building and jumped off the building, it would take some time to hit the ground. So, it that we call global warming is a process. We are coming upon the climax of the already now polar ice shift. In the year 1331 BC, i.e. 3113 BC, the Olmec Maya started their long count calendar called Zolkin. The Zolkin was based off of the activity of solar flares that caused Venus to tilt on her axis. And we note now the great solar flares and the natural disasters that are happening currently, and we must look at those disasters as every 6,000 years, as it is coded in our sacred lore. For instance, the Dogon tells us that our sacred star Patolo rotates around the brightly shining star every 49.9 years. Rounded off to 50 years. And that rotation of the small and heavy star rotating around the brightly shining star every 50 years is celebrated every 60 years. The 60 years is symbolic of the 6,000 years when the poles shift. So the Dogon says that They celebrate the 60-year rotation in a celebration called, in a ceremony, i.e., called Sigi. They say to renew the earth. In the year 2027, it will be 600 years from the year 1427. The 11th Dogon Sigi ceremony will be, the Dogon say, we are preparing for the day of the earth and the fish. Izube Mene. At that time, spiritual energy called Nyama will rain down upon the earth. So we are preparing ourselves for what the Hopi called Purification Day. And we must note, as we have taught in our teachings for the past 40 years and more, that the Dogon and the Hopi, they have the same rituals. These rituals were given to them by the ancient Egyptians, who were Anunnaki, the scatterers, Surah 51, Holy Quran, those who scattered the monuments throughout the earth and the boundless universe. Hopi is result of Olmec and Chinese, and we like to say Tibetans. We have entered into what the Bible and all other movements called final days, and this discourse is to cause out that you become aware that strong winds last not all day. And one does not stay a baby all of his life, so life is constantly changing. It is constantly moving forward. It is a progression. So the things that we heard of old will come to pass, and it will come to pass in our lifetime. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself at this time. We call it the Holy Master Blaster Jamming. So prepare yourselves and realize that what you are seeing, calamities in diverse places, everything is speeding up now. So many of you will find yourself not prepared. Brace yourself. As it is written in many places, that you will be caught off guard. Rest assured that the pole shift is imminent, and the propaganda machine is trying to cause out that you be not aware. There are many things happening currently. The trial of Sean Combs, P. Diddy, etc. There's a lot of distraction. Know that Yaqub and Moses are on the one. All the governments of the world, it is what we call one world order. Many of you have heard that. You must realize that it is true. So everything you see is drama. It is distraction. Yes, there are wars. People are losing their lives in natural disasters and man-made disasters. But be aware that the mothership will fly like it always does. That Nibiru is a pivotal reality. You will see that. You will witness the return of the Anunnaki, the ancient pyramid builders. distributors, the scatterers. The gods of the earth, ones who terraformed the earth, the ones who created the humans in their image, they are black. There is a concerted effort to cause us not to realize that our redemption, ones who were purported to be chattel slaves, as the children of Israel in the script, Nibiru will make a way. We will be free. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? We know that Hollywood is an evil place, and we know the corruption of this world. Prepare yourselves for the return of the gods. That is what is important. Note that self-preservation is the first law of nature. So try to focus your attention if you are one of the chosen. Many are called, but few are the chosen. Few care. People have become demons too. Evil is oftentimes ignorance, not knowing itself to be so. You are now into. Think on these things. I am your brother, the Rastafari Ital Iman. One love, our time.
The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou at my right hand, until I make thine enemies thy footstool. The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. The Lord has sworn, and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge among the heathens. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. He shall drink of the brook in the way. Therefore shall he lift up his head. You are. The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou at my right hand, until I make thine enemies thy footstool. The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. The Lord has sworn, and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge among the heathens. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. He shall drink of the brook in the way. Therefore shall he lift up his head. You are now in tune. On the one, the force itself this time, we call the Holy Master Blaster jamming. I am Ital Iman, and you are now in tune. Yes, I am!